Hello folks, here is a sheet of kitchen roll that I've been using to mop up the excess ink and the extra cleaning fluid. With my cleaning fluid, you know the kind of thing. There we are, stays on cleaner. So I clean the stamp with it, soak it up, and it's given me amazingly really nice colours. And I thought, oh, now I quite often take these things and separate them out, you know, into more than one piece like that, because this is 2-ply, so I'm going to get 2 sheets out of that. So I thought what I'd do is I go back over the areas and stamp with the actual stamp as well, so I've got something nice. Now I did lots of different colours that I don't normally use, so I've got these nice yellowy orangey patches as well from using the different colours. And what did I use? I used purple, which is the one I've just stamped that one with, which is that stamp. And these are all Stays-ons, and so are most of these. So I used that, and I've used the hydrangea blue here as well. Or was it the azure? It was the azure. I used azure on there. But I could use the hydrangea blue. But I've also got other colours I use, like this one, which is St. Valentin for there. St. Valentine, which is a rather nice sort of purpley crimson sort of claret. We'll try that. Now I did that on this one. You can see that I've stamped it there. I was going to stamp it over the top, but should I stamp it with that or with the darker colour that may show up a little more? I'm going to try it with this, because that's merely where I used the cleaner. That one. So let's have a go and see what happens. If it doesn't work, well, it's only a bit of tissue. If it does work, it's a bit of tissue I can use in crafting. So pop that on there. Of course, then I've got to find another bit of tissue to clean all my stamps with. Oh, that's worked quite well. You can't quite see it. Let me bring that a bit closer. There you go. You can see that the... let's bring this light over as well. That help? That does help a bit, doesn't it? So there's my stamp, and there's the stamped image. Not bad at all. Shall I zoom in a little bit? I think I might zoom in a little bit. Just a bit. There we are. So that's that. Now the thing is, when I stamp with a different colour, especially a lighter colour, it's not quite the colour you think it's going to be. So yeah, so I think I'll do another one of these up there. I might end up with different colours on different sides, because I could do a dark purple on there, and it's the same one, it's not going to show through. That's quite good. There we are. So that, I can now clean it and then make another little patch on here. Like that. And it's going to end up quite a nice little patchwork colour. I go over it because it sinks in a bit. So I would now go for, like, there's orange zest that I use, but I also use some of these down here, which are eye zinc ones. They're all dye inks, but this one was honey, miele, honey. Te, which is tea. Miele, I don't know how you pronounce a darn thing. It means honey, I know that. That's where we get the word mead from. Or I also used Stays-on Sunflower Yellow. I think I'm going to use this one, because that's quite a nice colour. We'll see. This is the orangey one. Into the middle of an orangey block, just to see. That'll work quite well, yeah. And we'll try the honey one as well. It's probably going to be a bit darker than the honey would normally be, because It's quite saturated with ink, that one, because it's got the orange zest on it as well, so that will make a difference to the colour. Nice. Perhaps another one there. Sometimes you can get another shadow sort of impression, can't you? Yes. Ooh, I've got it rather over myself. Right, this is where I get another bit of tissue in order to do the cleaning. Excuse me, darling. Move. Good boy. Put that on top of that. You see, I'm going to end up with another sheet. I am, aren't I? But it was just so nice looking with these sort of squares on it that I thought, ooh, let's not waste the opportunity. See, this is originally how we got the patches. That's working quite well, isn't it? Yes, nice. So, I've got a few more to do. So what should I do? So I've got some sort of bluey colours. So let's have another go with this. Is Emerald City. We'll do Emerald City. It's another one that I was using at the time. And I can stamp it into that one. Might be a bit sort of puffy because it's had the stays on cleaner on it, but no matter. I think I might go for this. I've also got some Adirondack colours here, which I've just been labelling because I like to have colour strips along one side so that you can see what they are. These arrived with the names on some of them already. Stream, Rust, Mushroom. That one's Denim. But I like to have the colour there because you can see more closely what it is. I mean, you look at the tops, Mushroom, but you look at the actual colour there and it's quite different. You look at that colour and it's really, really dark blue, and it's not that dark blue there. And that looks quite a pale brown, and it's quite a sort of rich, warm brown there. So, I like that. But what I'm not sure about, these are dye inks, but I'm not sure just how good a colour it is. How, I mean, does it, I mean, these are permanent, right? Because they're solvent ink pads. These are dye inks. And I don't think they're permanent. And I'm not sure if those are. They might be non-permanent. They might move rather like the... because they're like Stream. But the alcohol ink Stream, that is... is it permanent or not? I don't know. Well, anyway, I can still use it on this and then use that later on. So I'm going to do a yellow now. Sunshiny yellow. Because I can. Just to see. Put it in the middle of that, I think. I think it was originally a different thing. It's a whirl there, but I think that's the pattern of the material, the kitchen roll, not a whirl. I have got a whirl here though. Might do that, might not. I just like the idea of sort of improving and enhancing all this. So we've got something here. Let's have a go with the purple, my favourite, royal purple. I must have used tons of this. I'm really surprised I've still got it. It hasn't worn out. Probably have to get a re-inker. I don't even know if they do them. I mean, I know they do them for some of them, but it's so difficult to get hold of sometimes. Lovely, lovely. That's even better like that. So. Right, so let's use some other bits. I mean, I've got a single seagull here by itself with its mate. I can use those. And I quite like the idea of using things like this, which are quite nice designs. So, let's try some of these then. I mean, I haven't used them, so let's have a go. I got them off eBay on a, that's the same almost as that, denim. Let's try the denim. I got it on eBay from a auction, so I sort of paid me money, you know, bid And I won, so then I paid me money and off it arrived. Lovely, lovely. Let's do another one of them. Lovely. I like the little ghost prints as well. I do like those. Let's do a stream. We haven't done a stream. I mean, teal blue is really close to it, but it's not the same. Haven't I got a red one somewhere? I must have left it up there. I'll get that in a minute. Stream. Yes, I like that. There's the red one, called Raisin, I believe. Yes, Raisin. It's not very red, but I use that on one of the others. I'm going to do another stream. Quite like the colour. I do like the alcohol ink stream, while then I'm into these sort of purple, teals and turquoises. Definitely me. I want to sort of cover it because I want to use it on something else later. There we go. I don't really mind leaving the ink on these. It doesn't seem to do them any harm at all. So we go with that one and just do the Raisin, just for the opportunity to try it out, because I haven't actually tried this out yet. I mean, I won the auction a while back with my highest bid. But I haven't actually tested them all out because they were stuck down with sellotape. I've had a look and tested some, but not all. But I think the reason I didn't test them all out was because I discovered that they were not permanent. I put them on something and then they started swimming about when I put something else on top. So we'll see. See what happens. I'm going to do another one of those. I like that. Let's do another one. Not really sure what use I would find for mushroom. Anybody use that much? It's not that grey. It's more sort of, it's darker than that. You see? Anyway. It's nice to have a range of colours. You never know what you may need one day. You know, you think you're not going to use a grey and then you find you've got a use for it. So it's nice to have it. I'm trying to do it just a little bit over the top of some of them, so I don't mind that they're going over the top. That's meant. What other colours? There were a couple more there. These are the greenish ones. It was quite a good deal, really. I mean, they're partly used, you know, quite juicy, some of them. Lettuce, that might be interesting. What should we try? Let's do a swirly whirly on the lettuce. Got to do it at the edge because it's got the lid and it's difficult, awkward to hold. I think that might be why they're not quite so successful as the others. Maybe they've changed the design of the ink pad so that the lids are not such in the way, because these ones you can take them off completely and you're easy enough to use, but those it's got a hinge, so not the same. Oh yes, I like that. Let's do some more lettuce. More lettuce, and the other two are oregano and latte. Latte is a pale brown, oregano is a sort of olivey green. This is sort of olivey, but it's more towards the green than the olive. Not really very lettucey. Most of my lettuce is never that colour, not unless it's dead and about to be binned. Yes, that's good. I like that. Rust. Let's have a bit of rust. Let's do a surly whirly in rust. We haven't had rust yet. I'm sorry it's slightly off, but I've got to go near the edge of the table. Slightly out of view for you, but I have to be near the edge of the table because of the lid. So where should we put that? Oh yes, pop that one there. I think that's going to turn out quite good. You imagine doing this on a piece of paper. Well, you wouldn't do it on a piece of paper because you wouldn't be using a piece of paper to soak up your stays on cleaner. I'm going to do a leaf as well, I think. I picked ones that were sort of squarish and some that had borders and some that didn't. I like the borders because it's close to the stamp, which is this one and this one, which are deliberately carved to become stamps. Yes, liking that. A couple more of those before we finish with that one. Might do a couple in the red as well. The raisin. There we go. Right, let's retire that one for a moment and do the rust. Well, actually, I think I'll do the leaf in pumpkin because it's a nice autumny colour. See, I can do that where you can see it because then I have to be near the edge. Lovely, lovely. See, we haven't really got anything coming through hardly on the other side. So I've got another sheet to do later. And then I've got 2 pieces of bits for using in one way or another. Let's also do some in the raisin. And this will be a bit more bits of each because it's near the because it's had the orange stays on it. Now that it's had a go at that, it will become a bit more of the red. And I might also do a bit of the I've got another red vermilion. That might be quite nice. This one, hang on, excuse me, leaning across here. These Ranger Archival. So I've got a sepia, a vermilion, a garden patina and a viridian. The garden patina, I love that one. But I want to use the vermilion. Go in a bit more. This is a funny one. You see how this is sort of flibbly flobbly. Sorry, you see how it's sort of bending up, loose. It always makes a funny noise. You think it's going to fall off, but it hasn't yet. It's been like that ever since I got it. Whatever. And I think I will also use a bit of the garden patina. Garden patina is probably going to make a mess. Won't be the best colour, the first one. But never mind, I just want to sort of go near the edges. A bit off the edge there. Good. Quite pleased with this. It's just an idea off the top of my head when looking at what it looked like. I think I'm about ready to leave that. Oh, I want one more little bit down there. But I don't want that one. I'll do a couple of birds actually. Seagull down there. Sort of complement to this one, you see. I like it in the green, the garden patina. garden patina is a sort of, it's exactly what it says really. It's very close to the colour, or if not the colour, that copper goes when it becomes weathered out in the fresh air after a while. I think that's enough. Don't want to go overboard. Don't tell me, I've already gone overboard. Oh well. But now, you see, I can separate these two out. Don't know why I didn't separate it before, but it doesn't matter. But now, I have two sheets. Now that will go beautifully on something. Mod Podge it down and it'll be lovely. It might, there's some of these, the Adirondack ones, is it Adirondack or Adirondack? Whichever, those ones. It might flood and disappear a bit, but I can try by spraying this with some sort of sealer first. I'm not sure what, I've got various craft sealers, so we'll see what I can spray it with. I was just looking around to see if they were handy. They're not very. So now I've got this one to do exactly the same. So I'll do that, but you don't have to watch because I've done one. Just an idea that might be useful to people. Okay.